It started with a text, just a single innocuous line from her phone, left unlocked on the kitchen counter. "Can you come over tonight? I need to see you." My heart skipped, a small warning bell I tried to ignore. I told myself it was probably innocent, maybe a friend in trouble. But that night, as she kissed me goodbye and smiled like she always did, a thread of unease wrapped around my chest. At first, it was little things. Missed calls she promised she hadn't seen. Quick flinches whenever my hand brushed hers. Sudden defensiveness over nothing. I blamed myself. Maybe I was imagining it. Maybe I had changed. But the unease lingered like the faint scent of smoke in an otherwise clean room. Something was off. Weeks passed, and the unease grew into suspicion. She started locking her phone, leaving the house without explanation, and getting anxious when I asked simple questions. "I have meetings," she'd say, too quickly, too sharply. The warmth in her eyes started to feel rehearsed, like she had learned a new way to smile that wasn't really hers. One evening, I stayed late at the office. When I got home, the house was quiet. Too quiet. I thought about knocking, but something stopped me. Instead, I walked in, and there it was, a small unopened message notification flashing on her phone. "Can't wait to see you again. Last night was amazing." I froze. My hand shook. I wanted to throw the phone across the room, to scream, to run, but I couldn't. I felt hollow, as if my chest had been gutted and left to echo. The woman I had loved, the one who had promised me forever, was somewhere else, in someone else's arms. The next days were a blur. I confronted her cautiously, hoping for an explanation that might salvage the fragments of trust still clinging to me. She denied everything at first, eyes wide, voice trembling, but her rehearsed calm betrayed her. I wanted to hate her, to fling every hurtful word I could think of, but there was a part of me, still foolishly in love, that clung to her explanations, trying to believe them. It all collapsed the night her sister came over. I wasn't expecting anyone. The doorbell rang, and there she was, Rachel, her younger sister, the one I had always liked, always trusted. Her eyes were red, her hands trembling. She came in, shut the door behind her, and whispered the words I wasn't ready to hear. "She loves you, but she's been with him." I looked at her, trying to process, and all I could say was, "Then she doesn't love me at all." Rachel sat down heavily, tears streaming, trying to explain. "She says she does. She's confused. She didn't mean for this to happen." I couldn't hear her anymore. Every word was just noise. I thought of the morning she kissed me, the late-night talks, the plans we made, all of it crumbling into meaningless echoes. I remember the smell of her perfume that day, lingering in the hallway. It used to comfort me. Now it made my stomach churn. I remembered the way she laughed at my stupid jokes, the warmth of her hand in mine. Each memory was a knife, twisting gently, cutting deeper than I thought possible. The confrontation with her came later that night. She admitted everything, not with pride, not with glee, just a quiet, trembling confession. She was tired of hiding, tired of the lies, and she wanted to be honest before it was too late. I wanted to reach for her, to tell her it was okay, that we could fix this, but my voice wouldn't come. My hands wouldn't move. I realized then that love alone isn't always enough to save something when trust is gone. I left that night. I walked out into the cool air, feeling each step like breaking a little more of myself. She called after me, her voice shaking, begging me to stay, to forgive, to understand, but I didn't turn back. I couldn't. Forgiveness didn't feel like an option. Not yet. Maybe never. The days after were heavy with silence. I replayed everything, trying to make sense of how someone I knew so intimately could become a stranger overnight. I thought about the life we had built and realized I needed to reclaim pieces of myself she had worn down with her betrayal. I needed to remember my own worth, separate from the woman I had loved, separate from the lies. In the end, the truth ended our marriage, but it didn't break me. I learned the bitter lesson that love without trust is fragile, a vase that can't survive a single crack. And as for Rachel's plea, her words lingered, haunting me. She loves you. I know she did, in her way. But sometimes love isn't enough to save someone from themselves, and it's never enough to save a relationship broken by deceit. I still think of her sometimes, not with rage, but with a quiet acknowledgement of what was real and what was never meant to last. I've learned to walk forward, slowly, rebuilding, carrying the memory of heartbreak like a scar that reminds me I survived. The end of that marriage was devastating, yes, but it also became my beginning.